Good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 3:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't say it. Sorry, I have to. I am from the center of the aisle, and even though I did support Trump on this war, and if he goes back, I'll support him again. It's the right thing to do as an American citizen. I do not agree with what he is doing right now, and that's sitting on his hands, doing nothing with Iran. On April 8th, 2026 at 12:01 a.m., 12:01 a.m. This is only 4 hours after the ceasefire, supposedly. A big day for world peace. World peace. Iran wants it to happen. They've had enough. Likewise, so is everyone else. The United States of America will be helping with the traffic buildup in the Straits of Hormuz. There will be lots of positive action. Big money will be made. Iran can start the reconstruction process. We will be loading up with supplies of all kinds and just hanging around in order to make sure that everything goes well. Goes well. Let's say that one more time. We will be loading up with supplies of all kinds and just hanging around in order to make sure that everything goes well. That's the first truth that he's told about the ceasefire. We are definitely hanging around doing nothing. I feel confident that it will. Well, I'm glad you're confident because not one other person that I've seen other than some of your administration, feels that things are going well. Just like we are experiencing in the U.S., this could be the golden age of the Middle East. Well, let's break it down. Not the golden age of the Middle East, the golden age for Iran. They're the only ones who come out ahead so far in this ceasefire. The Strait of Hormuz. We're going to be helping with that, huh? It's still not open. There is no more traffic going through there than there has been for the last 5 weeks. Same amount. It's not open. Iran is still lobbing bombs at Saudi Arabia, Tel Aviv, and they're saying it's because Lebanon is still being bombed. Well, I didn't think Lebanon was part of this. There was no mention of Lebanon. But they're still lobbing bombs at our allies. Iran is doing nothing different than they've done the last 5 weeks, other than sitting back and enjoying being able to do it without getting bombed. That is all that this ceasefire has done, is stop blowing them up. And they have not done anything with the Strait of Hormuz. Nothing at all. The United States will work closely with Iran, which we have determined has gone through what will be a very productive regime change. Let's talk about this regime change. The people that are in office now were under control by the people that we eliminated. They learned from the very leadership that we took out. They were not taught to do anything different. And just because they got up there and lied to you, don't think that you're going to get people that have been here on the United States of America's turf longer than that are going to believe it, because that's all they do is lie. General Jack Keane said it the best. He does not trust them. All they do is lie. And that's the truth. There will be no enrichment of uranium, and the United States will be working with Iran, dig it up and remove it all from deeply buried B-2 bombers. Nuclear dust. It is now and has been under very exacting satellite surveillance. Space Force. What's Space Force telling you right now? Is it showing you the bombs that they're lobbing over Saudi Arabia's head? Everywhere else, let's see here. Israel was getting cluster bombs last night. The UAE, they're still getting hammered. Matter of fact, Fox News, one of the reporters was out there this morning doing an interview, and they were getting bombed there. I watched scattered ballistics over Tel Aviv last night, not even an hour after the ceasefire deal. Okay, so let's say they have carrier pigeons. They've already admitted they're doing it because Lebanon's being bombed still. We have nothing to do with Lebanon. We entered a ceasefire deal with them. They're not being bombed. Nobody said anything about Lebanon. So, Monitor X puts out footage of Iranian strikes this afternoon on an oil installations at Al Fajr, UAE. Man, it's a lot of smoke coming up for no bombs being coming on, and I can promise you that's not from last night or the last 5 weeks at all. This 10-point deal, I do not understand what was in it for anybody other than Iran. They get to make money off the Strait of Hormuz, which shouldn't be done. Why are they being allowed to make money off of a maritime? That makes no sense. So all this time that's been going on, a ceasefire, or sitting back watching them lob bombs at everybody. It sounds to me like all this worked up was the ability for Iran to shut us up and we can sit back and watch them do what they normally do. Be Iran. The regime change didn't happen. You're not going to get a regime change, so you can lose that. That's all they know there. Get in there and take control of it. You're going to have to put boots on the ground. I'm sorry. That's just how it's going to be. That or this is going to continue forever and ever and ever. So if you want to sit back and believe that you have regime change and that they're doing the right thing, you keep believing that. But I can promise you right now, you're making the Republican Party look bad. And I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. This is coming from the center of the aisle. A lot less noise and a lot less politics. Thank you, everybody. This is a bad, bad, bad ceasefire. They need to get back in there and take control. They need to follow through with what they said they was going to do at 8 o'clock last night, and they need to do it now. There should have been no ceasefire. Iran is doing nothing different, and everybody knew they wouldn't. And here we are dealing with the same thing we've been dealing with forever. Forever. At least we had some kind of hope with some past deals. Maybe not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but you're not going to get that with Iran. Nobody will. Not even you, President Trump.
Yeah.